Calvin. I'm here to bring you guys something very different. I decided to sample Travis Scott's newest song, Highest in the Room. I really went to the end of the song and sampled that last part with the synths and him singing and the ambient noises and decided to try and flip it into a beat. So I'm going to show you guys what I did. It's a free gift, so you guys will be able to get this FLP with all the sounds in it in the description so you guys can use it to your advantage. So I'm going to show you what I did with the sample. So originally what I did, I wish I could just go in and play this piece by piece, but let's see what I can do. So I'm just gonna take off what I have right here on the master. I'm gonna right click on the first sound that I used to sample, and let's take off these other effects. So this is basically the synth that you hear at the end of the song in Highest Room. What I did is I pitched it down to about 200 cents and I reversed it. Now, originally it sounded like this until I chopped it up. And then reversing it, this is what it sounded like. So it sounds very trippy and just dope to use. So once I had that, I was like, all right, bet, let me try to use that into a beat. So initially what I did is just use that beginning part just to start off the beat. That's not the main thing in it. So what I really want to do is just filter that sound out. And I cut it up to around 200 and a little bit, cut off a lot of that upper frequency around 1K. So this is what it sounds like filtered. So something very chill and warm to be in the background. It's a good start to, start of the beat. The next thing I have right here is the Fruity limiter. In the limiter, all I did was just bring the release down and bring the ceiling down to where it's hitting the peak. So I just want the sound to be consistent. So you can see I have that right there at -15. Now, the cool part of what I sampled is actually right here. Now, I went ahead and loaded up Fruity Slicer in FL Studio. And what I did is I pitched this down to 200 cents. And these are the settings that I have for it. So with the Fruity Slicer, all I did was go in and chop a lot of sounds. So if I was to just go through and play each note, let me turn this on. So going to it, what I did is I just went through and just selected some sounds that I feel like were good to use. So just going through. So just whatever, I was just picking and choosing, and this is what I came up with. So yeah, that's what I found. I don't know how I did it. It was just, I guess, luck with how those notes came along. So when I had that, let's go to this part of the beat. Well, let's go to the main part. This part in the beat is where the sound will come in. And I just EQ'd around the 100 region. Most of my melodies, I usually EQ up to 200, but I wanted a lot of that thickness into the melody, and it sounded too much. It sounded like too much was gone once I killed up to 200. So this is what it sounds like. And if I killed up to 200, it just sounded way too flat. So I had a limiter. And just making sure the sound is very consistent and just making sure it hits around -9. I usually start all my melodies at -9. Added a Fruity delay too, just to give a little bit of bounce within the mix. And I just make sure that it's filtered, so I put that cut right there to make sure that it's not the same frequency being delayed. So after that, I have an 808 right here. Then I have a snare. And right here, you can see my snare is actually sent to a bus. So I actually have two snares going. There's, I guess, a background snare or a sub snare, and then there's a lead snare. So with this background snare, I just dropped it down to around -3. And the lead snare is right here. So the lead snare and the sub snare are played together in a bus, so that everything doesn't go past -3 decibels, because I wanted the sound to be at -3. And with all these sounds starting to play, let's go ahead and just add the Fruity soft clipper. And those are the settings, just load it in as is. and isotope ozone 5 imager. All it's doing right here is just going in the 100 region and just bring all that frequency into a mono mix, because you want your bass to be a mono. Right here in the high frequency, I usually bring mine down. There's not an exact number, usually until it looks pretty thin. And how I know that is by going to solo region and looking at it and making sure it's not too wide. But that's as far as my preference. And the same thing in the higher, in the band 3. I just brought it down a little bit more. So next thing we have right here is going to be hi-hat. All I did is EQ to 2K, just killed what doesn't need to be there. Put a fruity limiter so that it doesn't go past the number 9 mark. I have a kick right here. I added a soft clipper on the kick so that it can hit harder. Without the soft clipper, this is what it would sound like. So I have this percussion right here too. Just something really subtle and that's in the background. And I just killed up to around 2K. Added a fruity reverb too right here. And I made the reverb a little bit wide so that it sounds really well within the mix. Now adding these sounds back in. Now right here I have a basic chop snare, and what I did is I did something kind of different. I went ahead and made it have a little bit of bounce. So what I did is just rolled I rolled the notes all together so that it sounds like there's a bounce delay in it. So this is what it sounds like. Something cool I like to do in some of my beats. And then I have this vocal chop right here from, I believe, Kanye and 2 Chainz song Birthday, and I went ahead and put that in because it felt pretty nice to put it in. And pretty much, yeah, every element in here is just really just adding sounds and leveling it, and you guys will be able to download it and just see for yourself exactly what I did. It's not anything too complicated. And I know along the lines in the future, I'm going to start doing some more precise mixing and mastering videos for you guys. But this is just to give you guys a free gift and show you all what I did with Highest in the Room. So just to jump straight to it, download it, get in the description, and just tell me what you want to see next on my channel, what kind of tutorials, and like the video, subscribe, do everything in the above, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.